I wasn't ready that I will really delete my Instagram account with 1500 subscribers after reading this book. Nor I was prepared to start preaching this book at a local English club. Do you guys really think that we are going to talk just about Instagram, just about social media? No way. We are going to determine whether our species survives or not. Neither could imagine that the principal of the English department of a high school would ask me to tell to his students what I had learned from the book called 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now, written by Jaron Lanier. I really like the author's personality, especially the way he laughs. The topic is hot and I bet it will not leave you indifferent. Before, I saw social media as, I knew since the beginning they were addictive, but still, I thought that the main purpose of it is to make us more connected. But the book shows you that the opposite is true. And now I see Instagram, Facebook and YouTube this way. This box is a social media, and this pigeon is me. I'm hungry for attention, admiration and love. Basic needs that are not so easy to fulfill in real life. But here, I can post just anything and they feed me. The dishes is so varied. Likes, reposts, direct messages, past statistics. Through social validation feedback loop, I prove myself that I exist. And I feel amazing. Life became so bright with this system. Easy access to dopamine hit. That is what keeps me here. The sad thing that this is never enough. The more dopamine I get, the less its effect lasts. I also competing with billions of other doves who want the same reward. So I need to post more and more to stay afloat. I heard that they don't really want to feed me. All that they show me, the content, its mood, its sequence, its timing, it has only one purpose, to make me react the way they want. They trying to change my behavior patterns. But what can I do? I'm just a hungry dove, irrational being. I tried to escape from here a couple of times, but each time they add some new dishes to their menu. They conditioned me, and all my friends were locked in this lab. We can't resist eating that food. It is so tasty. But why then it is totally free? And since this question, my journey has begun. Because if we're not paying for the product, ladies and gentlemen, we are the product. And every product needs to be sold. And to keep sales on a good growth rate, the product has to be constantly modified and changed to satisfy insatiable customers. And the real customers are advertisers, from small businesses to gigantic corporations. What might once have been called advertising must now be understood as a continuous behavior modification on a titanic scale. Jaron calls this business model BAMA, behaviors of users modified and made into an empire for rent. Everything you see, feel and experience are predetermined by the system to create the right mixture of emotions in you. It is remote hypnosis, which through multitudes of tests called personalized fit, trying to capture the perfect parameter for manipulation of a brain. The whole thing working only toward changing you, showing you some ad and making you finally click on it. Just like in a dystopian novel 1984. You are not watching Instagram. Instagram watching you.
6079 Smith W. Yes, you. Bend lower.
Yes, I'm suggesting that you might be turning just a little into a well-trained dog, or something less pleasant like a lap rat or a rabbit. Let me speak in Plato style. You're like a prisoner, watching the shadows, thinking this is true life. Get out of this cave and look at the real world. Still want to be part of those systems? Of course you do. For digital networks genuinely provide value to us. They allow for great efficiencies and convenience, and all your friends are there. Effects of this kind are called network lock-in. But let me speak in Plato style again. Do not listen to other prisoners, their actual light will blind you. Do not try to set them free, just say goodbye. Gather all your courage in a fist and strike through the mask. How can the prisoner reach outside except by thrusting through the wall? Run away from it till it's legitimate. To free yourself, to be more authentic, to be less addicted, to be less manipulated, to be less paranoid. Run, Forrest! Run! Wisdom is calling. There is nothing to do inside the cave where truth has been undermined, where the information reaching people is the result of how manipulative advertisers and power-mad tech companies intersect with crazy engineered status competitions, where if you want to say something meaningful, you have to become crazy extreme to even briefly survive in the flow of unpredictable context, where the best way to get attention is to become a freak asshole full of negative emotions that behaves like cat in heat. I need light, comments, so I'm ready to post anything that you say. Where we're not able to empathize with each other because the version of the world you're seeing is invisible to others, and vice versa. Where the real world becomes less connected because everything customized to reinforce different beliefs in us. Where we are simply not designed for the gadgets that we use. Deleting your social media account is a modern equivalent of spiritual enlightenment.
Welcome to the real world.
And I practice what I preach. I agree with Buddha. Truly, I have attained nothing from total enlightenment. There will be no reward. I have discovered that I have no friends aside from Instagram and Facebook. Nobody didn't even mention that I deleted myself from those systems. It is a journey full of discomfort, but I am fed up with the lie. So I'm facing reality, and there is no more access to that shiny world of free dopamine. But as one coach said,
"You're a fighter, not a quitter."
so I started to look for some places where I can get a real connection without likes, reposts, post statistic, you name it. That's how I discovered the English Club. But you cannot meet your communication need by superficially discussing twice a week some topics that you are not always interested in. Although I have to admit, I often have a lot of fun there. Mama, we should get out of here! Can you understand me? So instead of posting stories and waiting for response, I started to write people in Telegram by myself, just like I did when I was a kid. And that was especially uncomfortable. I felt like, shit, I'm going to break his personal boundaries. What if he doesn't want to listen to this? What if he doesn't care? Because he didn't ask me to send it to him. But I have a good self-esteem, I love myself, and I am confident in my stuff and in my stories. And I truly think that I deserve, just because I am, to be listened outside of the social media. So I started to bombard different people with my thoughts and my stories and my emotions without their request. And it turned out that from one conversation I can squeeze way more fulfillment, connection and understanding than from all my previous combined experience with Instagram. I got so many fruits from working on long-term prospects in relationships with people. Depth. The only thing matters for me after deleting my Instagram account. Do not think that I am so radical. I still use social media only if I can answer a very simple question. What is the purpose? And fun is not the answer. I have an empty page on Instagram to be able to contact a person for some project. On YouTube I have a premium account, but still I open it only on the history page to avoid the recommendation page and to search for some materials. Most of the time the books that I read determine what I need from YouTube. All news that I need I can get from specialized websites. Most of them aren't free, but train yourself to pay for content. And that's the only way, according to the author of the book, how we can make social media healthy. Otherwise they serve only their owners and advertisers. Hope I was useful for you. Have a nice and wise life.